Morning. October 11th, crypto market summary, where we're keeping a finger on the pulse of crypto, NFT, and shitcoin markets by looking at the macro environment. And the macro environment is quite interesting. Lots of talk about recession, R word. Lots of macro events coming up here that are going to kind of dictate which way the forward thinking market's looking. You see here Dow futures fall is 0.6% as recession fears way. So more and more the R word keeps coming back. What's a recession? A period of temporary economic decline during which trade and activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in two successive quarters. Now, they did rename the definition of a recession. So I believe if we were to follow that one, we would already be in a recession. So um, let's see how that goes. And then, an interesting little tidbit here is what are the three characteristics of a recession? A recession is a period of economic decline signaled by increased unemployment, which was the payroll numbers last Friday. A drop in the stock market. We'll see that coming up here today with the S&P 500, and a dip in the housing market. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but the housing market is dipping. So, you know, walks like a duck, talks like a duck's probably a duck. Bank of England increased bond purchases to $10 billion a day till October 14th. So Bank of England is doing some quantitative easing. You're starting to see some cracks in the foundation. They started doing some quantitative easing earlier this month, I believe it was, and now because there was a bunch of pension funds that were going to default on their loans because of the dollar, the British pound was almost crashed to the exact same amount as the same in value as the U.S. dollar. Wizard of Soho, he's got a couple little grindy things going on here. What are we seeing? What is happening in the market is pure Fed incompetency. It is someone eating a ton of bad food and getting fat over 10 years and then going on an aggressive diet of not eating and taking tons of drugs and diet pills to lose the weight as soon as possible in a month. So we might grind down and see more de-risking into the CPI on Thursday, but I don't see a 5% move here. Um, you know, Wherever we end up with a 5 to 10 year horizon, we're looking okay. But with that note, let's get into it. So we got the USA Producer Price Index. So that's what it costs for producers to produce their goods. So a little bit of a smaller indicator, but the big one we're looking at here is the CPI, the inflation numbers. So, and we got some bank earnings this week as well. So we'll see that. And you're seeing red mic confirmed. You're seeing ETH take a little bit of a tumble here, 272. ETH is under 1300. Are we going to keep bouncing around that 1250? The infinite buy section for 1250 is what people have been calling it. Solana 31.5. Things are coming down. I'm going to go probably 900 million for market cap. 965. Just the big ones, hey? So we'll be updating this whole thing here, this whole spreadsheet soon. I'm going to pretty much automate everything. I missed it. It was 67,000 something SOL, 449 times SOL. I'm going to start automating all of this, all the inputs, and then just doing more of a little bit of interpretation on how everything, what does everything, not what does it mean, but what kind of relationships can we see? Because remember, the goal is to not miss the next big thing. So what's the next big thing? We don't know. Is it NFT mark? Is it NFTs? Is it man? Okay. Is it NFTs? Is it cryptos? Is it new coins? Is it shit coins? Is it something completely different? We don't know. So we keep an eye on Twitter for that, and this is what we're gonna keep tracking here to kind of understand. We ain't seeing nothing from NFT. Look at down on the oh, the dashboard's all messed up. What happened? What'd you guys do? Let's get that dashboard going. Look at it. Is it not? Let's do that. There we go. You can see down here. It's just collapsed since May and getting worse and worse. We're not even crushing $1 trillion. Um, and we're averaging under 20 million now. Oil prices. So 89.899 is that what it is? That's fine. So oil prices still above 90 or just touching 90. Canadian prices 69.88. What is European gas prices? 160. Those seem to have stabilized a little bit in the last week or so. Oh, the bonds fell 3.94. I don't know. Dixie 113.01. But the S&P is looking not good. Yeah. Coming down, coming down. What are we doing on the 2 year here? The 2 year is 4 point. I guess its markets has barely been open, but that is the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know what I mean? So what do we got here? 10K club. Gonna be scraping all this information as well soon enough, so I don't even have to do this anymore. So it's gonna be nice. Do you keep going up again? 2.58. Come on, yeah. I heard there was a sweep yesterday. And that's fine. That's fine. Can't. I hope we cannot. I hope my pain in my voice every time we talk about ENS doesn't come through to you are, but it's there. That's for sure. So, the interesting part with how all this is, how are we gonna do this little summary here of still 66 of the NFT prices. So Bored Apes, when we look at the blue chips, top 20s, top 50s, other side deeds still the same. Moonbird's still ripping around 10. Doodles. Clone X is dropping a little bit. Azuki's, Bored Ape, Kennel Club. Man, there ain't too much. Cyberkong's went up a little bit. Goblin Town, MFers, those are climbing again. Good for them. Cyberkong VX is back down. Those don't go too much lower, typically. 0.6. This went to 0.5 a little while ago. But with 1,200 ETH, man. Rug Radio, Wrecked Guys, Ether Orcs still climbing. Good for them. Those guys, it's their year anniversary. Seeing a lot of appreciation posts. Whoa, what's going on there? Seen a lot of appreciation posts for the Ether Orcs. Cyberkong Babies, 2.75, still there. Consortium Key, 1.7. Keep tanking because I want to buy one. And Sandbox, 1.55. So, shitcoins, what do we see? So we're going to go there, 24 hours. Oh my god, they are ripping still. See, this one. Bahund. Where's Honeypot Checker? Honeypot. Honeypot.is. So if we do this, so sometimes if you look at this, you'll go through. So I don't use deck screeners. Lots of times it's typically. Let's try this. Dex Tools is what I use, but this one has a good one. So you can check if it's a honeypot. Is it a honeypot? Why is it not going? Is that not it? Maybe it's the pair I need? Is it a honeypot? I don't know. Honeypot. Checker. ETH. Let's see if we can. Honeypot is basically something that. Oh, okay. Yeah. It was an ETH. So it's a honeypot checker. It's a honeypot's meaning if you put money in, can you get money out? So lots of the times they'll scam you, and everything looks good except you can't. Once you go to take your money out, you can't. So let's go see if I don't know which one to pick. Honeypot. Is it a honeypot? So there's a lot of information in here. I don't see it. Looks weird to me. And then sometimes you'll see like if it's just some cells. Doesn't look like a lot of people are selling. Either way, 4.7 and 10,596. So 0.35 ETH. So that's coming back up. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up. I wonder if a guy can play that. Start throwing some stuff in here because you never know. People don't really track this one, so I don't see a lot of people tracking new pairs. And there we go. So stay tuned for more information, boys.